British Airways has held us on a plane basically for 7 hours. Look at all these people in the back, man. 7 hours on a plane, imagine that. So we got on our flight this morning at 11 a.m. and we're just getting off, and it's 6 p.m. right now. It didn't go anywhere. They're calling it a weather delay, but that's not true. Look at this. It's just chaos. These are my passenger rights according to British Airways. Now we're pretty much staying in a dorm room for now, hoping that, I doubt we'll probably get a flight tomorrow. On top of it, the AC don't even work. I'm not gonna say can this day get any better, because you know how that goes. Nobody's answering either. Oh man, so we just got done eating. AC doesn't work. We waited 2 hours for our food. Bruh, this is just, London's just handing out L's. Like, here you go, here you go, here you go. Let me go grab one right there. Here's another L. British Airways did tweet me, so we'll see how that goes, but it was a horrible experience, just so you know. Literally went to sleep on the flight before we took off, and I'm thinking, oh man, we're gonna take off, you know. I woke up like 2 hours later. I'm thinking, oh man, so now we got like 7 hours left. And then I fall back asleep. Then I wake up, the flight attendant wakes me up, and I'm like, wow, we're already here? Like, I'm finally back in Denver? And they tell me we haven't even moved, and it's been 6 hours. How long are we gonna be stranded here?
Holy shit, in London?
Yeah. Hopefully we leave tomorrow.
When did our flight get here from Berlin?
What time?
Yeah.
At 9. Well, we're supposed to get in at 8:05, but we didn't end up getting off until like 9:30.
Right, so 9, and it's what now? I don't know.
Is it 10? 10:38.
So 13 hours. Ow!
Did you just hit your head?
Yep.
Another L. We are the most curved today.
London blows.
I'm not gonna lie, I do not like London. There's just been nothing, no disrespect to y'all that, you know, rep your city, but personally, like, there's just nothing good.
It's been mean to us.
Yeah, it has not. Obviously, it's a blessing to be here and, you know, travel. I'm not taking that for granted, but there's nothing. Usually when I go travel somewhere, I'm like, man, I could live there. Like when I'm in Miami or Toronto or Berlin, Jamaica, I'm like, man, this place is amazing. Like, I would love to be here more. But London, I'm like, nah, bro, let me go home. Like, I've never been so excited to go home in my life. After all we went through this morning, I'm thinking to myself, man, we went through all this. We finally made it on the flight. I'm just going to sleep, get home, boom, psych. We're going to sit on the plane for 7 hours.
These beds are trash, too.
Yeah, these beds are trash, too. It's like a spring bed. Listen.
Another L. I can feel the spring going right in the center of my back.
I'm going to wake up tomorrow like, bruh. Another thing about London, all the hotel bed. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just complaining. It's just facts. This is kind of like every traveler's nightmare. This is the stuff that happened today is what you see in the movies, and you're like, that'll never happen to me. Currently midnight right now, and we're just getting back to our terminal, hopefully to get our bags. But this just goes to show, man, it's been a long day. 3 a.m. Remember, that's when we left Berlin to London, to wasting all that time on the plane, to here we are. Hopefully we can figure out when we can go back home, because now it's not looking like until Tuesday or Wednesday. Got tons of people in here that can't even get to a hotel because pretty much everything's booked. This is what we live for, guys. Look at him.
What?
Some Pringles. Luckily they had a little shop open, so I guess we can handle one W. One little W.
Tie.
Thanks. Tie. It's a tie. Update, guys. I finally am back home. Shout out to Mary for the one time. Y'all ain't seen her in a minute. Ooh, we're a little loose on the mic right here. But basically, let me just break down this day because I know a lot of you guys are probably interested. I don't want to like beat the dead horse or whatever the analogy is. What's the metaphor? Beat the dead horse. If you repeat something over and over. Oh, it's been a rough 36, 48 hours. I don't even know. Basically, let me break down the entire story. It'll be really quick. So I flew from Berlin back to London. That flight was delayed. And on top of that, we had to sit in the plane for an hour and a half. So my next flight was immediately after from London to Denver. Now this was all yesterday or the day before. And I thought we weren't going to make it. And we were in London, it's Terminal 5, and then we had to get to Terminal 3, so we had to take a train, we had to go through customs, we had to get our bags, and rush over thinking we're going to miss our flight, check back in, re-drop our bags off, go back through security, finally get to the terminal, we're like, oh man, we made it, we're good, get on the plane, everything seems like it's fine, you know, it's the normal, you get on your plane, I got my seats, I paid for upgraded seats, just because it is a 9-hour flight, and, you know, I sit down, I'm just like, all right, I'm about to knock out for the next 10 hours and I'll be fine. So I fall asleep for like 2 hours. I'm chilling, you know, hat down, I'm out. And I wake up and I see everybody standing around and they're drinking in like the first class section or the first premium economy. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Usually they don't do that while we're flying. So whatever, I went back to sleep. Then I wake up and I see my phone and there's a text from Mary. I'm thinking to myself, I don't get service in the air. And on top of that, there's no Wi-Fi. So I was like, what the... Whatever, went back to sleep. Wake up again, look at my phone. I'm like, all right, I've been out for a while. I only got like, what, maybe 4 or 5 hours left until I'm back in Denver. Yeet, you know, yeet. And then come to find out, the flight attendant tells me, hey, I just want to let you know we haven't even moved. And I was like, I was still like waking up. You know, I have not slept the past like, since, I don't know, I left the 29th of November or whatever the day is. I just haven't gotten good sleep there with the whole time change. But like just out of it, like there's no, come on, I'm dreaming. This is a dream. This ain't real. Open my window. We have not moved. We were stuck in this plane for 7 hours. Like that's the craziest thing to me. And I don't know how nobody was freaking out because I just know if we were in America, people would be raising hell and someone, the top flight security of the world would have had to kick them out because everyone was just so calm. And even, you know, there's no reason to like freak out and start yelling at people because that gets you nowhere. But it was to the point like, yo, we sat in this plane for 7 hours doing nothing, wasting our time. And they basically told us, okay, I'm quoting the words. The captain said, I have news for you guys and it's not good news. Basically, we weren't a priority. The people that were heading out were the priority, which made no sense. They said this. Finally get off the plane after 7 hours. I'm going to keep emphasizing that's a long time. We have to collect our bags and they tell us, oh, you're going to have to wait 1 to 2 hours. Turned into 4 hours. And still, they closed everything down. So people couldn't even get hotel rooms. Luckily, I booked my hotel room right away because I knew better. You just got to know better. That's kind of some people's fault. Instead of 1 to 2 hours waiting for your bags to come out, 4 hours, they never even showed up. And I have to Uber to a hotel and then, you know, obviously you got to pay for the hotel. You got to pay to eat. You got to pay for the Uber. And the hotel we got wasn't... You saw it. Lines were just crazy. The airport was extremely hectic. We left. We had to come back thinking we could get our bags. So it's 2 Uber rides and then it was just a waste of time. And then I have to go back to the hotel. Then I wake up at 3 a.m. to get to the airport again just to find out there's literally 600 people in line. It's wrapped around the whole building. It's insane. So I'm making calls left and right, calling my American Express, who I booked through, British Airways, Expedia, all of them. And luckily enough, they were able to get us on a flight today, a direct flight, because they try to finesse us and pretty much downgrade our flight to going to another state and sitting there for like 4 to 6 hours and then finally getting to Denver when I paid for a direct flight. So they were really trying to finesse us. Like, no, that's not happening. But it's like at this point, I feel like all that for what? Like, I feel like I should be compensated in some type of way. Like, it was crazy. And, you know, they're trying to blame it on a weather delay, but I don't believe that for 1 second, man. 7 hours, you don't hold people on a plane for 7 hours. It was not a blizzard out. In Colorado, the last time they closed the airport was in like 96 because there was like 3 feet of snow. They barely cancel here. And you're telling me London, that big of an airport, just closes because of a little bit of ice? For me to believe. Overall, it was just a horrible experience. And then, you know, I didn't get the seat that I paid for. And I'm sitting next to someone that is 6'5", 260. No disrespect to them. Big dude. I'm stranded next to them, bro. I'm 6'3", at least maybe like 205. I'm just sitting here like, bruh, you cannot, this day cannot get any worse. Then I got a little kid sitting in front of me. His seat is leaned into my back, all up in my chest. The flight attendant ain't even trying to help me. I said, excuse me, excuse me. She just ignored me. Oh my God, it's crazy. Such craziness, but I'm glad to be home. I just kind of wanted to update you guys on how it went. It was horrible, like horrible. The only way it could have got worse is if I was like in China where they don't speak English or something. I'm back home. I head to New York literally in like 2-3 days. I don't even know. But British Airways, man, y'all need to please do something. Paid $360 for my bags, $170 for my seats, and I didn't even get to come home with my bags today. That's it, man. That was my being held hostage for 7 hours. British Airways, you do have... that up. My previous experiences have been good, but this was by far the worst. Trash the airline or anything. This was just extremely inconvenient. There was meetings missed, money lost, and, you know, way more to just missing a flight and wasting 7 hours. You know, time really is money. So that's it, guys. I'm home. Thank you, Berlin. Thank you, London, for SneakerCon. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the people that stopped me on the street randomly. I appreciate it. This is your boy Mike. Catch you guys in the next one.